I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's 2 curls out of the 1 potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the 2 colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in 2. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen vegetable mincing knife and noodle cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven. Catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness, every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you...
Evening, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I've at least been productive. I don't know. Got all sorts of bay going on here today. Well, we'll see how that lasts. I got actually about 3 times as much as that, because that's apparently a bunch at the farmer's market. I mean, it could fill 3 urns with that. Thanks for coming in, Baby Mafia. Also, welcome in, Rudy Jim. Let's see here. Let's do our... That wasn't supposed to be on screen. And luckily it wasn't. There we go. Last week we did, or Wednesday we did eggnog. So we had eggnog black or white Russians. We did the eggnog cake, which was fabulous. The chicken turned out great. The eggnog biscuits were, They didn't rise as much as I liked, and that's probably mostly because I probably got the butter, or let the butter get too warm. You really got to keep your butters cold when it comes to making biscuits and biscuit dough. Thank you for that, Nan Reader. I'm pretty sure you ate that sub. The sweet potato bake wasn't too that bad either. I enjoyed that. And the drinks were great. So, let's see. What's going on today? Today is National Peanut Butter and Chocolate Fudge Day. Not going to make actual fudge, but I am going to do brownies. So we're going to do peanut butter streaked cocoa brownies. And that is the plan for tonight, along with let's let the liquid out of this so it's a little bit more impressive. We've got a French chop defrosting, so that's going to be yummy. Let all the moisture. This guy got a little bit of freezer burn on him. Little bit. Let this continue defrosting in the water here in the sink. And I've also got a bag of stock. Gonna make up some gravy from that. Let's make sure our board is nice and sanitary now. I'm wondering what to start with here. I should start with the potatoes or the brownies. I think I should probably start with the brownies, because they got to bake and then they got to cool. Potatoes, they just got to cook. So let's do brownies first. We're going to need 2 bowls. Let's start with the chocolate part. Don't have any butter defrosted, or rather room temp, so we're going to nuke it a little bit like we did the other day. Just give that a quick 20 seconds. Hope that it doesn't completely knock out my earbuds. Okay. That'll be good. I used to use this for butter. I'm okay with throwing this up here. Probably get used for dinner tonight anyways. And sugar. needed that open still. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Might be a cup. Nope. Ah. Let me fix that real quick. There, it should be better. Oh, that didn't do anything, did it? Give me 1 second. We'll give that a minute to see if that goes through. Sugar. Also going to need a cup of sugar over in this bowl over here. We'll come back to that later though. Just saving myself getting the sugar back out again. And so I'm going to break this all up into the sugar. If only I could have a kitchen that was this quiet with a hood vent. I was noticing the other day that on the VOD that even though I can't seem to notice it on my earbud, what do you call it? Noise is picking up on the fan and doing that little, like, making it sound like we're underwater. How you doing, Glass? Welcome in. Let's try this again. See if the edited version is better now. There we go. Doesn't have half of the stuff from Wednesday still on there. What's new with you, Glass? I saw you were streaming earlier. I don't think I made it in there. Sort of behind on my dishes here tonight. we got our butter, our sugar for our brownies. Make sure all the sugar is nice and coated with butter as much as we can get it. I think we can live with that. We're going to add salt to this. Let's see if I can't get this open tonight. Or if I have to pull up my opener. So I'm going to use vanilla bean bourbon paste here, which is essentially, I'm going to use a little bit more of it, but you can use vanilla extract in here instead of this. Aren't we all, Glass? Aren't we all? Add a little music back into scene here. Eggs. Oh, do I have enough eggs for tonight? Might have to make this work. And this is how we're gonna make it work. Welcome back in, my bear. How you doing tonight? We're gonna take the tip learned here on Friday and use it tonight because I am short an egg. And we're gonna throw a little eggnog in here. I am doing quite lovely tonight. We got what may not be my longest stream here, but should be a good, nice dinner. Gonna be doing a French chop with some, I don't know, I'm thinking mashed potatoes. I think I had roast potatoes. I don't know what I have actually in upcoming dates down below, but we're gonna do potatoes. I got some spinach too, so So we'll saute that up real quick just before putting everything together. Starting obviously here with the brownies, since they're going to have to cook and cool. $350, I think, for the oven. I didn't transfer it over here as usual. Oh well. We'll go with it. So we got 1 egg left there. Awesome. Vanilla. Now we need to get into the dry stuff. Let's get a strainer. Sorry, I also forget and leave the speakers on. Because it's in my ear, I don't notice it. So that should stop the reverb in the music there if there was some. Starting with cocoa. And then flour. Half cup. Actually, since I'm what we need for the flour, what's best? Actually, that is best for this because it's 1 3/4. So unless I want to get 2 of them dirty. There's 7. baking powder. Hey, Becca. How you doing tonight? Welcome in. Sorry for bumping the camera there, but I think we're done defrosting this pork and stock. We'll excuse you, Drain. So this is tonight. It's pork. Chop. Sort of wish I had a nice big grill right now. You go toss this out, I'll be right back. And let's use a spatula. I think we're done using the fork here to mix things in. You know what? I think I want to add even a little bit more half and half. Yeah, there we go. Now on to the other half here. Should have got this out so it was warmed up to room temp. Break out the scale because I'd much rather weigh peanut butter than try and get it into a proper measurement. There we go, that's good enough for me. I had peanut butter on my fingers. I was trying to be careful not to get in anything, and I got it on my coffee handle on my Hario kettle. Yeah, it's a little bit messy because it doesn't dirty up the container, but then you try and get it out. It's like peanut butter and lards and stuff that are really thick. Yeah, it's not fun. How do I want to actually try and mix this? Top of the hour, no. Bringing back the fork. So if you haven't caught on here, we have a sort of peanut butter batter here, just a very basic batter, and then we have the full edition cocoa batter over here. So I'm gonna swirl this, sort of half batter into this one once we get it into the pan. Cookie sounds great too. And actually loosen this guy up a little bit here. I'm gonna add a little eggnog to him too. It's partly because it's still cold too. Howdy, Miss Lisa. How are we this evening? So these are eggnog chocolate brownies, or cocoa brownies, with eggnog peanut butter swirled in. I'm gonna have to turn that fan on. Close the bedroom door here, because I'm starting to smell that oven. I'm doing wonderful. Don't worry, there's anything that I'm worried about breaking over there on purpose. In that case, I would suggest you guys don't think about next week. Glad to have you in here. Mostly worried about the bottoms here. I can chip away at the sides if they get too sticky. The chocolate also has majority, I mean there's one egg in the peanut butter, but the majority of the egg, majority of the egg and the baking powder is all in the chocolate. So it's going to likely rise up and around anywhere we put the peanut butter. So I'm going to put the chocolate all down in there and just put the peanut butter on top and hope that it somewhat sinks down in, or at least sort of comes to the middle layer almost. Welcome in, Rhino. Rhino. Welcome in, both of you. Obviously working on the brownies as far as dinner's concerned so far. Do have a lovely chop to cook here a little bit later on. Just a small little guy. Almost sort of wanna almost did there. I noticed it though. Show you this new lovely item from a friend of mine from college, and sort of matching. Gonna have to remember to buy bags. They're just slightly larger here next time. It's the first time I've actually bought disposable pastry bags. But without a dishwasher or anything to get the larger bags, eesh. I was thinking of putting a succulent or something in it. I'm not quite sure yet. Got a little bit of this left still. It's like it barely didn't even start. Like I said, most of the leavener's in the chocolate, so I expect that to sort of lift here. Evening, my Stella Luna. There we go. Seems sort of an off ratio there. But I used the same amount of peanut butter that the recipe did, I just weighed it. I converted it using online scale to do the difference. So, in the oven it goes, 350 degrees. and we can get started in on our dinner, doing some potatoes. We're doing lovely. We got all sorts of goodies from the farmer's market earlier today. Not these potatoes though. Or the spinach tonight either, but we got a bunch of other veggies. I got a bunch of veggies. All sorts of salad greens. I'm gonna have to really making me up my salad game here with this weekly box here. Well, let's do one more. If any of you are in the Discord, we do have the vote going for December, I believe it's 2nd? 4th? I've already forgotten. But the next ingredient challenge, next Wednesday I'm doing Thanksgiving prep. But this is going to be the Wednesday the week after. We've got string cheese competing against sour cream and cheddar ruffles. And trying to find ingredients that are somewhat hard to work with. And so on that Wednesday 2 weeks from now, gonna have to use either string cheese or ruffles, both savory and sweet, for dinner. And I've done a whole bunch of other ingredients. I think so too. I think both of them would be a good challenge though, because neither one of them are great options when it comes to dessert. Both of them got all sorts of options when it comes to savory end of things. I am forgetting Stream Raiders. How are we doing in our battle here? Oh, that's why I'm not remembering Stream Raiders, because I don't even have it open. Did I even get that going this evening? I know I had to reinstall it. I don't know if I finished installing it and restarted it. So you got the... Keep playing. Or actually, what are our options here? Both bronze. Let's go for the flaming thing. All right, go ahead and add your players to the field. Joined in on the battle. Getting started a little late here tonight, obviously, since I've already been streaming almost an hour. Could have had almost 2 battles going. Reuse our bowl here to get our. Let's just boil them. I was thinking of roasting them, but yeah, let's do mash. Be a good test of the oven here using the 9x13 in this way. I didn't think about it when I throw it in there, but back of your ovens, I mean, every oven's going to be different, and it's all going to have their own hot spots, but in general, the back of your oven's going to be the hottest point of your oven compared to the front where the door is. You have any possible leaks from the door. It's where you typically have your venting as well. So that's where you have any exiting of heat. And so putting it in there long-wise in there means the brownies in the back are probably going to rise quicker and be a little bit more impressive looking than the ones in the front. I don't know. Let's see here. They'll also possibly cook quicker. It is starting to smell chocolatey in here, though. As usual, even though I've made brownies many times before, this is a completely untested recipe. Yeah. So, just putting that out there. catch up on ditches here real quick. I don't know if I... We'll live with that for now. We need to dry that guy off a little bit. As you can tell. They're gonna cut the fat down a little bit here. And I think I'm just going to leave it on. Not even clean it up at all. I mean, I could clean this bone nice and pretty, but let's just throw it all in there. That's some beautiful fat in there. That's going to be delicious. Welcome, Stella. Or welcome back, Stella. Yep. That's a good piece of pork. And if you're new in here, this is off of the pig that I cut up. I cut up essentially a whole pig here on stream in early June. Made several nice long bone chops and stuff like that because it wasn't commercially done. It wasn't ran through a bandsaw. And I'm planning to do future butchery dates. Sort of pondering the next one right now, actually. Sort of at least planning for that. It's really my only option out here right now. They're starting to... There's a big pull for a co-op butcher here in Sonoma County. In fact, they just ordered a big, beautiful mobile processing unit, which is awesome. We may be having some USDA approved small farm meats coming out of Northern California, out of literally a large, like 20-foot trailer with that'll handle 3 cattle at once. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna throw this out. But other than this potential new future option, essentially all of the small farms here in Northern California, due to the last slaughterhouse in Sonoma here, cutting off the small farms and doing only their own operations, they're traveling upwards of 500 miles to be legally processed, which is, I mean, gas, travel. You want to pay for that when it comes to your meat? And so the only real option is just farm slaughter with the local butcher, and then I can get myself on hands on like a half or a quarter, or so. Going to be hopefully doing that here in the future. Sort of pondering the idea of doing a half veal. I looked into doing veal. A little bit much to be doing a whole veal. But I'm thinking about doing a half veal, or maybe quarter beef, or I've been doing a lot of lamb the last couple of years. I'm sort of lambed out right now. So I enjoy lamb, but let's see how these are looking. Starting to get there. They're definitely going to need another 20 or so minutes. Actually, let's set that for 20. I had set it for 25. This guy, do I want to do any sort of quick marinade? Yeah, let's do a little soy. Grabbing that was a mistake. Add in some seasoning into the pan here. Garlic powder. It's all dried up on me, so I'm sort of scraping it. Onion powder. salt. MSG. Black pepper. Yeah, I really don't mind the flavor of this. I mean, it's potent stuff, but yeah. Reminds me a lot of actually like powdered gravy. Those like, I don't think you even find them anymore other than like in like rations or something like that. But yeah, this very strongly tastes very similar to a lot of like old school small town gravies and soy sauce. Oh, I need a Babish tiny whisk right now. This is like MSG on MSG on MSG. That ain't working well enough. Looking a little darker than soy sauce now. Yeah. that hang out while everything else here is cooking. Take a glance at those brownies after they've had another 7 minutes or so. Oh, we're looking closer than I thought. Almost there on our potatoes. I'll give those a spin here since always the hotter side on me. And let's clean up some spinach, which I stuffed into my veggie box for some silly reason. That was quite silly of me. Maybe use some of those a little bit later on here. They're sort of already looking sort of sad. Plastic off the counterboard. Should have gotten rid of that earlier. We got nice cold water for our spinach. Sort of wishing I had a little small salad spinner right now. I have one that's entirely way too large in my mobile kitchen, but that'd be like pulling out a stock kettle to clean a handful of lettuce. Going to take the majority of the stem. I'm not going to take the center stem of the actual leaf off, but I'm going to take the stem off of the end. Actually, that's what I can do with the arugula. I can saute some of that arugula one of these nights too. I got a bag of arugula in that box, that veggie box there. I put a picture up on Twitter. There's at least 4 little gem heads, which is like 4 individual dinner salads for me. And then we've got a bag of lettuce that I still haven't gotten to from last box. That's still looking good, and it's been cut and ready to go. Got a bag of arugula and got another head of lettuce in there, I think. Got more celery. Got to do something with celery coming up here soon. Got these onions, which is great because I had forgotten to order onions. I just normally keep them here, and normally buy them in bulk, and since I haven't been going to stores, or at least the same stores that I have been going to, how we looking on our battle here? 4 minutes for you guys to get a couple more characters on that field. So in other words, last units. That ain't spinach. Usually don't find that too much in commercial spinach like this. That might be actually a different variety of spinach there. I can use him. Potatoes are bubbling. Gonna turn them off the heat, especially since they're nice small dice. Just cover them up and wait for them until we're ready for them. Helps if I keep my earbud in my ear. So I've been working on a project here. I'm actually just sort of get started here, but I'm wanting to come up with a you guys just have to see. Let's take a look at these brownies. Yeah. Those are done. Peanut butter stayed on top. Looking good on bottom too. Battle's ready. Let me show you guys these brownies here first. So the peanut butter stayed on top. Oh well. Let's look at our battle here. You think we got this? This one's going to be tight. We got a healer. Oh, I think we got this. No problem. No problem. Victory. Gratz, Fang Mermaid, and Head Mama Bear. Mystery map. So for this one, if you're putting in the purple, it's going to be a defensive zone. So your units are going to defend, and then these blue areas are attacking. At least I believe that's how it is. And so I actually am going to... I can't really do that. I guess I'm going to put my tank right here. And hope it defends. So we're going to let these lovely things cool down. Maybe be able to break into those by the end of the stream. Gonna flip my meat. Looking lovely there. Hey, Metro! How are you this evening? Resting and relaxing after your scrims? Well, we got peanut butter and cocoa brownies, which just came out of the oven. I was hoping that the peanut butter was going to sink a little bit here, but it does look like it stayed on top. Still think they're going to be delicious. I'm marinating a pork chop in with soy sauce, Vegemite, MSG, pepper, onion, and garlic pepper. Or garlic powder. We got some spinach here that I was just taking the stems off and drying here. And I was about to get started doing garlic with that and with our mashed potatoes on the stove back here, which are just sort of staying warm in their boiling water. But this will probably describe it better than I did. Well, you developed the teleporter. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with it as is. I'm gonna give this a light chop here. after I sanitize my knife. Not too thin of strands. These are all going to sweat down to near nothing. So, I mean, this whole thing, once we get it cooked down, it's probably going to be less than this. Yeah, over here. Didn't do that one off. It's actually too close here, but I'm going to treat it as one. Gotta love garlic. Wish it was mine. Well, now you're skipping the main ingredient of the house here. This is the house that Bacon built. You're not exactly wrong there either. Peanut butter fudge brownies. Gonna add some red pepper spicing with that. Let's see, where are we with everything else here? Are we ready to go with everything? I think so. Oh, we're not ready with this. So I'm going to take pork stock from before. We're going to get that going. If I can open it here. Separate plastic. Come on. Your nut's still sealed. There we go. There we go. I was about ready to just cut the top off on it. I think that's a good amount there. I'll put that on a high flame, bring that up to a high boil here real quick. We're going to make ourselves some gravy. And actually, because it does make everything a little bit better. We're going to add a bit of salt to this since not going to add a lot of salt because we're going to add a lot of salt later. So I'm going to add, that's maybe half of a quarter teaspoon. Because all of this goodness is going into that stock. Turn the oven off for the moment. Those are sort of warm. Might as well add a little pepper while we're here. And we'll get our cornstarch slurry going. Sort of redeeming myself from Wednesday's gravy. That was rather hectic and forced and last minute. That ain't enough. That still ain't enough. There we go. That it can. Very few things in nature like to be forced. Well, this is still going to be pretty quick. And that's because I'm not going to do a roux. And we already got our umami and our flavor from our pork stock. Grab the whisk from earlier. Need to be warmer. Give that another minute. What can we do while we're waiting? Take a picture of these brownies as a whole. Oh, not ready to break into them yet. They need another 5 minutes or so before they're usable for that sort of fun. They will as far as pulling out a whole brownie at once. So we're back up into temp there. Notice how glossy and shiny that became from that starch being added in. I'm also going to turn the flame on the back burner here. I'm not planning on cooking the pork back there, but I am going to be using this pan back here, and I do want to preheat it. And that was not enough. We're going to have to reduce this a bit. That's alright, we got a little time to do that since we got it done ahead of time. And now I'm going to swap these two. Just look at it. I mean, it wait for that pan to heat up, heat up. I was pointing out to people earlier, the problem with farmers markets is sometimes you get a lot more things than you sort of expect. I bought a bunch of bay laurel, or bay. I don't think it's bay laurel. And yeah, so that's about a third of what I've got. I have no idea how I could ever possibly go through that many bay leaves. But I thought it might be something cool to throw out here, so since we're sort of done with flowers for the year. Starting to get a light smoke here in the pan. I'm going to turn that down to low. Just keep a light flame going there. Actually, right around there. And let that pan continue to heat through. Because we want this whole pan to be nice and fully heated through here for this chop. I was also saying earlier, I really wish I had to grill tonight. Like, I have a hibachi or teppanyaki grill. They can maybe handle this, but it's not what it's designed for. Alright. Draining our liquid off as much as, our marinade as much as possible. But we're going to leave it on there. I'm not going to wash it off. Especially since it was a quick marinade. And there's not a ton of sugar here. So it's not going to be as likely to burn as other options. It doesn't even want to fit. Nope. It doesn't even want to fit. I'm sorry, I'm killing your view too. We're gonna pour the last of that marinade in with that gravy back there. We'll get the pan on you guys' view. And we'll do that too. So if you're still lurking around here, Metro, I've been sort of pondering the idea of swapping this mic here for a shotgun. What are your thoughts? And just leaving the one up front is sort of my universal hearing mic because it's the only mic that's on right now. But I still want to get that the stove sound, but the fan just kills me. So I think you're much more of an audio expert than me. I don't hardly know the first thing. If anyone else out there has an opinion, feel free to shout that out too, as though people probably wouldn't anyway. I'm going to turn that oven back on. Now that's looking more like a gravy back there. It's got that thick bubble going on. I'm sorry you can't really see that with that, but get that thick bubble going on. It's mostly the fact that, well, between the refrigerators and the fan, everything else I don't mind being in the audio. In fact, I want just about everything else in the audio. Cheers, everyone. You know, they've got this over here on the cold side of the burner so that it takes a little bit longer, isn't going to cook as quick, so that since it's nice and thick, keeps going. Hey, Nan Reader, welcome back. Oh, and cheers. Realizing you're That's cool. Yeah. I also do this for my own record. I'm not your typical streamer. I actually record all of my streams, and not just so that I can cut vids. Let's chop up these chives while we're waiting on that. I'm just going to toss these all in the potatoes. They're not going to last until Sunday. Happy Friday, everyone, by the way. It actually sort of makes it a little bit worse if there's going to be strays, but man, I don't care. Nice color on that side. I get the decent sear here on the fat, and then we're going to throw this in the oven. I got the oven back on the 350. I don't know if I said that or just did it. Okay, and then that's going in the warm that guy up for our spinach. Going to take some of this garlic, just a little bit, throw that in there. Take some of our butter from coating the pan earlier. Melt that. Use that for our potatoes. Now it's a good time for our battle. Victory! That was a pretty quick one. Congrats, Metro. All right, back to cooking here. Back to our stove here. We got our gravy going. That's looking lovely back here. Could maybe thin out or thicken up a little bit more, but otherwise that's looking pretty good. So I'm actually going to turn that up a little bit so it cooks a little bit more. And potatoes, let's do potatoes first. Let's drain off the boiling water. Careful you don't burn yourself with the steam here. You use the lid to just leave get rid of most of the water there. What little bit left is in there is just going to get pulled in by the potatoes. We'll take our... Oh! Welcome, Raiders! How are you this evening? We are getting close to finishing things up here. We got our pork chop in the oven. I call it pork chop loosely. We got our gravy here that's thickening up in the background. Otherwise, that's looking lovely. I just put our butter on our potatoes here. That's looking good to me. Come on. Alright, so we got our mashed potato for later. Put the lid on that, keep that warm that way. If you want to keep your mashed potatoes looking warm and staying well for much longer, you can put them in a piping bag and put them in water, warm water, like simmering water, or you can put them in a bain-marie setup or a double boiler setup with some plastic wrap. all sorts of different ways that you can hold mashed potatoes, but at the same time, it's never the best way to do it. We got our pan nice and hot here for our spinach. So we're going to turn up the heat on that now. Add in some oil, a little olive oil. And pull out a little crushed red pepper, have that ready. And add our garlic to the party. That was not nearly hot enough. Wow. I've had that pan on a flame for a while. It's starting to sizzle now. Maybe it was close. Add in that red pepper flake. Be rather generous with that. And let that warm up just a little bit more, just to the edge of getting some color on that garlic. And now we're going to add that spinach. You're like, but that's too much spinach for that pan. Hogwash. Salt it. Pepper. And cutting the heat off. Yeah, I think we're there. Let's take a look at this pork. all the spinach and all the pork. That is looking like mostly oil to me. If that was juices, I'd throw it in with the gravy. Not going to do that. Let's set you off to the side here, actually. Okay. I think it's time to cut brownies. I forgot to add the chives to my potatoes. Let's do that first. Brownies. Yeah, we'll leave it for now. Cooked pretty evenly for, as I was saying before, I put them in long ways into the oven. So I think this side was closest to the door. And you notice it is slightly more puffy over here. Actually, I don't know if you can tell that on camera or not. But it is slightly more raised over here. And it fell a little bit over here. Let's pull one of those guys out and put them on a plate. Plate. Oh yeah, a little bit of cakey. I would prefer mine a little bit more fudgy, but that's a nice brownie. That's gonna be yummy time. And that's likely because I added the extra bit of eggnog in there. And you can get the nutmeg smell off of this too, which it's not exactly bad with the chocolate. I mean, I didn't add cinnamon or anything else, so it's pretty much as to be expected there. I think we're okay there. Give you guys a main view on the brownie in case the color's off a little bit or something. Moment of truth. Ooh. It's actually a little more cooked than I thought it was. That's pretty well done. That's, and then Aw, I did all that without you guys seeing that? Well, we have a good cook here on our meat. Apologize for not having that on the right cam. Turn that oven off. All right. Thank you for that follow, Write It In For. Interesting that you didn't get that alert. There we go. Welcome to Have In here. I'm Jason. I cook food on stream here 3 nights a week. Wednesdays we typically do ingredient challenges, which I hold votes in Discord for. But we're doing Thanksgiving this week, so we got a vote in there for 2 weeks from now. Fridays and Sundays I do other cuisines, other good stuff. Tonight we're celebrating Peanut Butter Fudge Day, National Day in the US. We've got peanut butter fudge brownies that I made earlier. They've cooled down now. Got one of those guys on a plate here up front already. And we're doing pork French chop that I butchered myself, along with spinach, a gravy back here we got going, and some mashed potatoes. I'm just about to plate everything up here. I've been looking forward to Sunday's stream for a while now. I have been wanting to do spaghetti for quite a while, and so I am quite hyped for that. I don't normally use the word hype. I don't know, it's sneaking into my vocabulary now that I'm on Twitch. Nice slap of mashed potatoes there. Garlic and chive, and lots of butter. And no salt. Now my plate's a mess. Well, I fixed that. This plate is now filthy. Gravy's still a little bit thin for my taste, but it's looking good. Off. Oven's off. Awesome. So, gonna take a photo of my meat. I think I already did, but let's do it again just to make sure that I got one. Turn that pan off. It's just making some noise because I'm heating it to cook the water off of my cast iron. We'll leave it at that. We'll pour our turn that heat off. And there we go. We got our plate of dinner. Gravy and all. Grab a quick photo. Wish I had some alcohol for with that wipe. Sorry, Chad, I like options. Alright. Let's give you an up-close view on the main viewfinder. I'm gonna go and enjoy that loveliness. That is gonna be a damn good dinner, I think. Let's see what we can give a raid to tonight. I don't even know how many people we got in here tonight. Sort of a nice light evening. Thank you again for that raid create mode. Appreciate you sending your friends over. Oh, come on, Twitter and Twitch, work with me. Oh, let's see here. We interested in something chill, or we want to do more food cooking? Maybe some music? I know who we can go hang out with. Let's go hang out with a regular of this room. Someone who has started streaming but is a Mixer person from past. Let's go say hi to him. He's playing a game that I'm not really familiar with. If I can do so. There we go. For those of you that raided with me on Wednesday, I apologize. I actually checked with Very Silly Hits. We raided him like literally as he shut down the stream. And actually he was planning on raiding us, but he had shut off and hadn't even gotten to it yet. So that was a little embarrassing last week, or on Wednesday. I will be back here on Sunday. Gonna be doing spaghetti and garlic bread. Fresh garlic bread. From scratch garlic bread. Gonna start it with a no knead ahead of time, but it's gonna be good garlic bread. Along with handmade pasta, and we'll see about sauce. We're getting towards the end of tomato season too. But anyways, hope you guys all have a great night, and I hope you guys all show Shadowtronics some love. He's been a great supporter to the stream, and great dude. Let's go have some fun.